Okie doke, so this is the nervous tissue 1.7. The nervous tissue contains many cells. The main one is going to be the neuron. This is the cell responsible for the signaling that goes on in a cell. There are four parts: cell body, nucleus, dendrites, axon. The main central part, we can start with the nucleus, just going to be the nucleus of any cell contains the DNA, the genetic material. Then around that there is the cell body, the main part of the cell. Like our cell, if we were a cell, our cell body would be, our chest, right? The dendrites stick out of that cell body like antennas, and they act like antennas too because they receive signals from other axons. Other signals are going to get sent, chemical signals are going to travel along, get received by the axon. Received by the dendrites. Dendrites receive the signals like any antenna will receive the signals, and they will get transported along the axon. The axon is this long process inside of that purple that extends away from the cell and goes out to a new area, to other cells with more dendrites. There is only one axon out of every cell, only one way for a signal to be sent, and it is long. So dendrites, they'll be pointing to many process. Any label that points to dendrites because it point to many of them. There will be only one that points to axon because there's only one axon. The axon is where the signal gets sent out. And these purple things that are covering the cell are called Schwann cells. Schwann cells insulate the axon with a myelin sheath to protect and speed up the signal. This is like for your headphones. The wire protects the wire covering protects the signal of your music, right? That signal is what we are protecting. It does not provide structure like bones or anything like that. It just protects that signal and helps make it so that the electricity running through here works really well. So the four parts: nucleus, the dark dot in the center of a cell, the cell body is around that, the dendrites extend out from that cell, and the axon, with one long axon, goes away from the cell. The other cells of the nervous tissue are oligodendrocytes, microglia, astrocytes. Let's start. Oligodendrocytes are like the Schwann cells. These blue ones right here, insulate the axon of nerves with a myelin sheath just like Schwann cells to protect the signals. They're similar to Schwann cells, but oligodendrocytes will attach to many neurons. They will have lots of myelin sheaths that they make on neurons. They are responsible for protecting the signal. Astrocytes are big and have a lot of things sticking out of them, like a star. They have a lot of things sticking out of a star, and as you see in the sky, are responsible for transporting nutrients from the blood to this neuron. Because the neuron needs a constant supply of nutrients, the astrocyte is going to pass the nutrients along, and the astrocyte is going to clean up regulate the chemical environment. The astrocyte is responsible for regulating the chemical environment for the neuron, so the neuron has a clean, the right place to work. The last one, the tiny one, is a microglia. This tiny cell is the garbage disposal of the brain. It is going to be responsible for cleaning up bacteria and viruses, fighting any diseases, eating garbage. That is the microglia. Microglia is the garbage disposal. Astrocyte transports nutrients from the blood to the neuron and helps regulate the chemical environment so the neuron works really well. The oligodendrocyte protects the signal on the axon, and again the neuron will send the signal out. If you're trying to practice identifying, right, the cell body, nucleus, dendrites, axon, take a look at this picture. We have the dendrites right here that receive the signal. We've got the cell body around the nucleus, and then that axon that extends away from the cell. And that is nervous tissue. Know the functions of each of these cells of all the cells and know why we protect the axon, because we want to protect the signal.